and thank you for tuning into the North Main Minute. I'm Joshua Dobie. Big item on our radar screen, probably on yours. Certainly you're seeing the headlines from it here over the last several weeks. Has to do with the UAW, or United Auto Workers strike, against the big three automobile manufacturers here in the U.S. General Motors, Ford, and a group called Stellantis, which, if you're like me, not as familiar, but that's the old Dodge and Chrysler. So all those names, very, very familiar. The United Auto Workers striking against those three. To this point, it's been a rolling strike. I mean, what that means is, in terms of how strikes go together, is that it wasn't everybody in the union walking out all at the same time. It's been a phased-in kind of process, which I'm not advocating or not advocating for those kinds of things, but what it has meant is that it hasn't impacted completely the total production of those manufacturers at this point. It might, because it's continuing to increase in terms of the number of plants which are being shut down. So we may start to see even more impacts to production, and then this brings me to the points here for the North Main Minute, to inventory that are on our car lots. I don't have to tell you, you lived through COVID, you understand the challenges that we had both with the new and the used car markets, different issues, semiconductor, computer chip issues at that time, but how much that impacted inventories and some of the crazy things that were going on with car prices during that time. I really hope that's not the case with what we're seeing coming out of this strike at this point, and it isn't, but it is the kind of thing that's on our radar screen. So two big things. One, we're watching what inventories look like. Are the car distributors, dealerships, car lots going to be able to move the same kind of inventory as production slows down? The chances are, probably intuitive, probably cannot. So we're watching what that means in terms of pricing. Second big item that's out there, and this is a really big deal. Rates for car loans are increasing as well. I don't need to tell you, if you've bought a new car or especially a used car here over the last several months, the loan rates for those for vehicle purchases have spiked. And I say that relative to where they were. Obviously, they were at hyper low levels, so we're moving up to, quote, more normal when it comes to rates, but it's a shock to the system. So you combine lower inventory with higher rates, we're really watching what that means for the automobile industry, and also because it impacts so many things in our economy about what that means for us economically overall. So we're going to continue to watch that. We'll obviously bring you updates as we feel it's important and as things materialize in ways that are more concrete, but definitely wanted to let you know we're watching it. We're starting to see some of the effects. They're not huge at this point, but we're going to watch to see where they may matriculate from here. If you'd like to reach out to us at North Main Financial Group, talk about the UAW strike, talk about actually a couple of other strikes that we've had here around the country and their impacts on various parts of our economy. What does it mean for the overall markets? What does it mean for your portfolio? We'd love to hear from you. NorthMainFinancial.com.